As Pacific Islanders, we know the importance of our natural resources as they're rooted in our everyday lives and our cultures and our traditions and the way we live and breathe. This afternoon, we entered the Green Zone where we attended a workshop that had offered a holistic approach on how to appreciate our natural resources, such as how do we feel about water, how the earth makes us feel grounded, and so forth.
So my workshop today was called Beyond Function, right? And really the goal was for us to bring back the conversation around nature and climate change in very real and subtle ways outside of the functional uses of natural elements. So for instance, we did a couple of exercises that involved drinking water and paying attention to how water makes you feel, right? Touching an incense stick and feeling the texture, smelling the incense stick, visualizing fire in your mind and kind of transferring that heat into your belly, very real, subtle ways in which we engage with elements of nature every day that get lost in the conversation. And are we able to bring those subtle ways we engage with nature to kind of bring it back to the basics, which is getting lost in a lot of the macrocisms around the language of climate change. High C is an artist based in New Orleans, and their work is they use the sun to paint, and they use the sun to kind of bring their visions to life, right? And part of the workshop, we were talking about using the energy of fire to fuel your passions. High Seas are artists, and they use the power of the sun to fuel their passion. And so one thing I really appreciate about this methodology is that they use it's sustainable, right? They actually really use wood and the sun, and there's no actual paints. And there's a lot of controversy around the paint industry and the impact that it has in our climate, the particles that we use to make paints, and all these things that are very, very real. So I really appreciate her methodology of doing work. So the first ways in which I believe human beings kind of left their mark or historical imprint in the world was using the earth, right? Because it's real, it's physical, it's in your face. I mean, where the gravity is literally below our feet, right? But do we pay attention to the physicality and the feeling of touch, the sense of touch, the sense of feeling? Do we actually pay attention to that? And I think that is an issue in how we relate with the world. We don't pay attention to the world below us. The first recorded painting in this universe is the picture of a pig in a cave found in Indonesia 45,000 years ago. The fact that we're able to still find that piece of art is because the earth holds on to our history, it holds on to our stories, it holds on to our lives, and it nurtures us and carries us through this world. So I believe that the energy of the earth is very important in kind of bringing us back to the real present moment.
In the space of climate change as Pacific Islanders, we're fighting for our natural resources and to conserve them because it's a luxury for many of our Pacific Islands. But as Umazi explained, being in touch with the way we feel about these natural resources is what it all means. This is Mareva Cameron reporting for Pacifica TV.